Today I'm going to show you how to create hand-created block text. As you can see on the screen, there's an example of this. This is created with the pen tool, and what I want you to notice is that it is text that is constrained quite densely within a rectangle. This is obviously a vertical rectangle. Your design could be horizontal or perfectly square, but you're going to hand draw the text to really fill up densely that rectangle to make this effect. So we'll start by creating a new document, File, New. Click on Print and Letter to start with. Notice you've got CMYK color and high resolution. You're going to need guides so that we can make sure that we're constrained within that rectangle. And in order to do that, you need rulers. So you're going to go to View, Rulers, Show Rulers. Once there on the screen, you can click and drag the rulers from click and drag the guides from the rulers to create this, the guides to work within. If you need to move them, you can use your Move Transform tool and move them around. FYI, they can be locked. If you can't move them, it probably means that they're locked. I'm going to keep them on so that we can move them around. We're going to use the pen tool. And the way that this works is you just click. You get this sort of rubber band effect, and you just sort of click. I'm going to write AAI, music or art, just as an example. Once you're done, you want to, with that shape, you want to hit the Escape key on the keyboard. Now I notice that I can't see what I'm doing because I don't have a fill or a stroke. So let's add a stroke, black, maybe 10 to start. Yours might vary. Okay, so I'm creating an A. Click, click. Want to get rid of that, hitting the Escape key. If you want to create letter forms, because these are two separate shapes, right? If you want to select more than one line, you click, hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, click again, and you can group them. So now I have this A is one group. I want another A, so I'm going to copy, edit, copy, or Command C, edit, paste, to get another, or Command V is paste if you want that. Now let's make an I. I will just click, click. Maybe I'll just come back, I'll hit the Escape key, start again, click, click, hit the Escape key, get another little line here. Now, if I want this a little bit more dense, I think maybe I'll bring these edges up is like a really dramatic serif. I don't know, maybe not, but it's an experiment. I'm just hitting the Escape key every time I want a new line. All right. Now these aren't even. I can use this white, which is called the Direct Selection tool, this little white arrow. And if I click, you'll notice, see how these are called anchor points? See how they're all white, none of them are selected? I can click on that one anchor point, which is making it blue and selecting it, and I can just move up those particular anchor points. Now this might be a little bit too extreme for these serifs, but that's kind of a cool shape. Okay, this is going to be my block shape. I want to move this guide over, so that now this is going to be the width of my shape. Although notice that these are not even on the bottom. I'm going to use my Direct Selection tool, which is the V. You can hit the V on the keyboard, by the way. I'm just going to select this, and I think I can just move this up a little bit. Yeah. Then I'll have to move this line up a bit because it's hanging out. Okay, so there I have my AAI. Let's write art underneath it. I'm going to grab my A, copy and paste it. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit to show you what it can look like as you work along. So once I play around with the letter forms, here I have AAI, art, and music. And notice I have had to put in some lines in here to keep this sort of distinct grid effect. And I still would want to play around. There's some areas that are a little bit awkward, but it's starting to take form. One thing that's very important I want to show you, I'm just going to draw a little box around this to select everything. If you click on the word stroke, you're going to get these options where the cap ends can change, the corners can change, to see how these styles all change. So you can kind of decide, do you want this more blocky look? Do you want this more rounded look? Do you want this mitered corners? To give your text a different kind of feel. I think once you get it how you like it, draw a box. Here's a rectangular tool. I'm just going to draw a rectangle around this. Give it a nice even border to really make it look more rectangular. And you could fill that as well. You could fill that with a nice, I don't know, blue, and go to the layers and click on this little down arrow, find that blue rectangle, and I want that to go below all my text. So I'm just going to literally click and drag that down here. Whoops, let me try that again. There we go. You can see the little blue line appearing to show you where that's going to be. And, you know, that's starting to come together. If you want to view this without the guides, you know, the guides sort of get in the way, you can turn off hide guides temporarily. So you can kind of really see what it looks like without the guides, but the guides are super helpful. Don't forget Command Z is an undo. That can be also helpful too. If you run into trouble or get frustrated, just let me know and I will help.